Interesting.
You gonna stop us? You gonna stop us from making shit up?
This shit is ridiculous. Listen. You're telling all your listeners there was never a colonies in America.
Listen,
I just want to.
I'm asking you, what made it a colony?
What made it a colony is because these Europeans colonized it. They came and settled it. What are you talking about?
So, what does that have to do with us?
What do you mean? Well, it has to do with you telling some bullshit history. You talking about? Be quiet. I'm answering the question. You made it such a big point. Oh, that's colonized. So I said, wasn't America colonized? You said no. So what are you talking about? We're
breaking it down. We're breaking it down right now. So you want to listen?
I'm listening.
Okay. So now the time period that you're talking about, right? When did they say it's the 1500s? Do you have a date when they established these colonies?
Do I have a date when they established these colonies?
Right.
So Virginia, we could start in what, 1607?
Hold on. So that means they was doing business. So somebody here had to give them permission to do business with them, correct?
No, they wasn't. They was taking shit. Y'all let them take shit, nigga.
No. You the niggas that let them take shit.
Oh, y'all let them take shit. What are you talking about?
You ass kissing Yankees up there.
You were just you're sitting there saying that y'all was doing business with them. And then what? You do business with them?
Right. They wasn't okay.
What are you talking about?
So the French and the Spanish had colonies too, huh?
Of course.
So everybody had colonies just because they was doing business here, according to their narrative.
And then y'all let them take over the whole shit.
All right. So what we're saying is that we colonized Europe. Now what?
You didn't know.
Wait a minute. We were there first.
No.
We're stronger. Hey, hold on. We're stronger.
No. We're not. Don't start.
We're stronger.
Don't.
We've been stronger. What do you mean? Ain't no preaching. We're richer. We're stronger. We're bigger. We're faster.
How come there's a couple hundred million white people here, but there's not
a
couple hundred million black people in Europe?
That's what they say.
No, for real. No, for real. You're talking about y'all colonized there. No, you didn't. Stop making shit up, bro. You're making shit up. This shit is ridiculous.
Interesting.
You gonna stop us? You gonna stop us from making shit up?
No, I can't stop you from doing anything, but I like that you're acknowledging that you're making shit up.
You said Joe Hand, Matthew Hayes.
Don't save him. This nigga just said you're gonna stop us from making shit up.
Now listen, I don't know what.
No, this shit is a fraud. This shit is a fraud. Y'all niggas is playing some type of game, and I don't even know why people listen to y'all. He just said, "Are y'all gonna stop us from making this shit up?" They know.
Joe Hand, Matthew Hayes. Who is that, man?
Yes, it's the man that made the map, bro.
How you spell
You're not
it?
gonna keep asking me the same thing.
Break the lane, I'm trying to make a name, but my sick thoughts got me by my brain. I'm searching for my ironic how we hustle for the same, but get bracelets for trying to get a chain, man. They wanna take up.
They were brought here from the soils of Africa.
This is the problem, Cuddy. I want to talk about what the black people say, what the black people went to. They want to go to some whole other shit. They run from
the question.
They can't find anybody who says what they say. Can you find?
Why are you lying? Martin Luther King.
No, he doesn't.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Hey, hold up. Didn't you just see me play?
No.
Okay.
Hey, listen, fam.
Go ahead.
Hey, bro, we're not gonna let you just come over here and say dumb shit when we have archaeologists that from the 1800s. Books, we got plenty of things.
But hold up, Chief.
I need him to address the
Not a
science,
coincidence.
bro.
Not a coincidence. Didn't you just see me play Eddie Griffin? And he just spoke to that. I just played Tariq Nasheed the
he
other
wants
day.
to find some pale skin.
I'm saying.
He needs a pale skin to say it.
I'm saying, what do you need? What are you saying that we're lacking?
So look, this is what you're lacking. Somebody made the claim that Martin Luther King says that we're Aboriginal. What I just put in the back chat is a speech.
No, he said we're exiled in our own land.
Don't do it. No, we're not about to do that. We're not going backwards. Let's go to what we can prove. He never said he was African. We know that. Stop it. We're going back to the science.
All right.
You sit on a throne of lies.
No, you said that we don't have any foundation. No, sir. Only address the science that we're providing.
It take me 10 seconds.
Okay, then address the science, please.
The claim was MLK saying exile the own land, which equals Aboriginal. What I'm saying, I put a speech from 1966, March 17th, where he says that we came from Africa and was in slavery. Y'all be lying.
Now let us notice first that we have made meaningful strides. And I think I should point out that the Negro himself has come a long, long way in re-evaluating his own intrinsic worth. In order to illustrate this, a little history is necessary. You will remember that it was in the year 1619 when the first Negro slaves landed on the shores of this nation. They were brought here from the soils of Africa. And unlike the Pilgrim Fathers who landed at Plymouth a year later, they were brought here against their wills.
I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
I'm trying to make a name, but my sick thoughts got me by my brain. I'm searching for my, how ironic how we hustle for the same, but get bracelets for trying to get a chain, man, they wanna take up.
You don't have the guts to be what you wanna be.
Who was King Blue? King Blue was a Chickasaw freedman. Some might say he was a black Indian or Aboriginal. But what he really was, he was an activist for people of African descent in Indian territory. One person who picked up the torch in the fight for the rights of people of African descent in Indian territory is Chief Amunson, who is the president of the African Ancestral Society of Tulsa. He recently testified in front of a Judiciary House Committee where he mentions King Blue. He makes reference to him being on the same journey as King Blue and Isaac Alexander when they wrote in 1882 the Memorial of the Chickasaw Freedmen. Written in 1882, this piece is one of the most eloquent documents written by freedmen leaders, King Blue and Isaac Alexander. They made an appeal in the form of a document called A Memorial of the Chickasaw Freedmen. In this document, their plight and their plea for assistance from the United States is felt by the reader. It is produced on this page in its entirety. I'm not going to read all of this because it's a lot, but like always, the link will be in the description. Let's go over a couple of things, because King Blue and Isaac Alexander, they knew they was of African descent because they say things like this: the undersigned, your memorialists, respectfully show that they are residents of Chickasaw Nation and area, persons of African descent, and were born and bred in the said nation. They make numerous references to being of African descent. They even bring up Article 3 of the 1866 treaties with the 5 civilized tribes that talk about giving rights to people of African descent. And they just go on and on and on. And they use the word African 22 times in this document. And you can see at the bottom it's signed by King Blue and Isaac Alexander. Most people only know of the King Blue, who led his fellow Negroes into rebellion in Chickasaw Nation. But prior to that, he was a little bit more diplomatic, as you can see, with his approach in writing to the United States government. These are all examples of Pan-Africanism, whether it was violence or non-violence. It's all about coming together as a unit for the betterment of the whole. Like I always say, it's not a coincidence that the conscious community is not so conscious, especially those pushing that Black Americans are not of African descent. No matter where you go in history, when you're looking at Black America, you will always find these people reminding you and I that they are of African descent.
Break that lane, I'm trying to make a name, but my sick thoughts got me by my brain. I'm searching for my, how ironic how we hustle for the same, but get bracelets for trying to get a chain, and they wanna take up.
Culture. That's not our culture, Money Grip. None of that. None of that is our culture. None of the none of that shit. So if you are at a powwow, you think that this is what your people was doing. It's because most of the Black Indians that teach this shit get their information from these Native Americans. And then they go back and teach this shit back to us. And then well, where did you get, if you just found out you was an Indian 20 years ago, where did you get this history from? Oh, I found the Native American elder. Couldn't find out the motherfucker ain't even a Negro. The nigga's a Mongoloid from Oklahoma somewhere teaching you some pseudo shit. And then you're going back teaching it to the people.
A1, you definitely making a good point here. I want to highlight that. And that brings us to this book that you all teach out of. That's written by this man, Emery Dean Keoki, and this woman,
K. Marie Potterfield.
Isn't that what you were just talking about, where people are teaching from Native American elders, Mongoloid-looking people, and quoting these people and bringing it back to Black people?
Halfway, take a few steps back.
The reason why he wrote the book could be attributed to another book given to him by his uncle in the late 1960s. Emma recalled reading the book and being fascinated with its content. It wrote of American Indians being accomplished and efficient at many things, including agriculture. I went through the book and indexed everything that I had never learned before. There were things in that book that I had never read before, never been taught, and it shocked me. Emery collected information for over 30 years when he was homeless and living out of a car in the late 1990s. He put pen to paper and began writing the book. I started writing in my car and began to feel better about myself. I was able to get housing and get into counseling. The beauty of American Indian contributions is that it's pre-contact, pre-Columbus. His speaking request provided evidence to the versatility of this book. One of the Northern Plain tribes invited him to speak last summer during the increase in teen suicide. Emery worked with the students and used the book as a guide to help them identify with the important contributions made by Native Americans. The students' reviews were glowing, and he was invited back. One student shared with Emery that he felt like, I can go on with my education. Another said, this information has to come from an Indian.
Forget about it. This book is not for you.
people that's gonna probably be coming in watching later on. You know, definitely this encyclopedia gives you something to be proud about. You know, even when you just coming into this Aborigine culture.
Give you what to be proud of. This is what I'm not understanding. It's a book not by you, not written about you, and not for you. Earlier you said you don't like people who get information from these Native Americans, these non-Aboriginals, but you're doing it. So what do you have to say for yourself?
It should really be too easy. Too easy. They never have any answers.
Break the lane, I'm trying to make a name, but my sick thoughts got me by my brain. I'm searching for my how ironic how we hustle for the same, but get bracelets for trying to get a chain, and they wanna take up.
So this video is about the 1619 story and a conversation I had with legendary Top Cats about those first Africans who came to America.
Ain't nothing African about Virginia. You talking about a European and an Aboriginal situation. You talking about Virginia.
So they didn't bring any Africans into Virginia?
Well, I mean, what Africans made a difference? You had those 19 that came in 1619, and if I was y'all, I'd be embarrassed to pull that because that wasn't even the situation of somebody being brought from West Africa in the slave situation. That was the situation that happened with. So that where did they get those people from?
So they came from Luanda, Angola. They was on the San Juan Batista.
Listen,
that
did
shit
they steal that boat? How did they meet them people? They came from
they was going to Veracruz, Mexico. They was going to Veracruz, Mexico.
They jacked the boat and took them people. So let's not try to use this modern day everybody where they try to test.
No. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
That's what you're doing.
No, I'm not. So
what happened to those people though?
Hold on.
They freed them.
Hold on.
They got their freedom, and some of them became slave owners. So
yeah.
I'd be ashamed to even pull that shit.
Hold
on. You want to make it especially if you got a slave narrative.
You don't want the whole story to come out. That's what it is. I'm just trying to ask you a question. Was it 3 ships or 2 ships involved in that encounter?
I can't remember right now.
It's 3.
They don't change
2 ships. No. It's always been 2 ships jumped on 1 ship in the Caribbean. But y'all fail to realize that 1 ship that they jumped was called the San Juan Batista. That ship is on record coming from Luanda, Angola, and it was destined to go to Veracruz, Mexico.
Here we have the 1619 story in question. Now, in the conversation I had with Top Cats, I told him that they came from Luanda, Angola, and they was on a ship called the San Juan Batista. So let's read a little bit. The Africans who came to Virginia in 1619 had been taken from Angola and West Central Africa. They were captured in a series of wars that was part of a much broader Portuguese hostilities against the Congo and Ndogo kingdoms in other states. These captives were then forced to march 100 to 200 miles to the coast to the major slave trade port of Luanda. They were put on board the San Juan Batista, which carried 350 captives bound for Veracruz on the coast of Mexico in the summer of 1619. Nearing her destination, the slave ship was attacked by 2 English privateers, the White Lion and the Treasurer, in the Gulf of Mexico and robbed of 50 to 60 Africans. The 2 privateers then sailed to Virginia, where the White Lion arrived at Point Comfort, or present-day Hampton, Virginia, towards the end of August. Here we are on the Slave Voyages website, and they also mention the 1619 ship, the San Juan Bautista, and the voyage ID number is 29251. If anybody wants to look it up. Right, and this is just the information they have on it. It was in Luanda, headed to Veracruz, year 1619. Captain's name, Miguel Pinto Moto. And here are the sources, and they mention the 1619 20-hour Negroes.
Y'all not telling the whole story. You didn't do nothing last time.
You're not telling the whole story by picking the pieces of the story that you want to tell.
Hold on, no. He just tried to tell a story of 1619 and don't know if it's 2 or 3 boats. Y'all not telling the same story. Y'all not telling the whole, because that 3rd boat came from Angola. That's why.
So why nobody know about that then but you?
Everybody knows about it.
Go get it then.
And there lies the problem within a lot of these conscious communities, specifically this one we're talking about now, the Aboriginal community. Their so-called leaders just don't know the history. They tell half of the story from a biased point of view, as we've seen with Top Cats. So moral to this video, 1619, those Africans that was taken by the White Lion and Treasurer was on a boat named the San Juan Bautista that came from Luanda, Angola. That's just the facts. That's it. It's not a coincidence that the conscious community is not so conscious.
Trying to battle some of this misinformation. So today we're going to deal with Giovanni Verrazzano's claim in 1524 when he says the natives were dark like Ethiopians.
Exploring the Atlantic coast from Carolina up into the New York area, he had wrote a letter to Francis I, the King of France, in 1524, describing the Carolina Indians as being dark in color, not unlike the Ethiopians. Giovanni de Verrazzano had described the Carolina Indians as exactly resembling the Ethiopians.
So what starts off as a harmless observation of some darker skinned people, this observation turns into ideology by the Black Aboriginals of America, where now Black Americans, they don't descend from West Africa. We was lied to, and now they descend from America. But they don't take into consideration who Verrazzano was comparing these people to, and we're going to look at that.
He says they are dark in color, not unlike the Ethiopians, with thick black hair, not very long, tied back behind the head like a small tail. As for the physique of these men, they are well proportioned, of medium height, a little taller than we are. They have broad chests, strong arms, and the legs and other parts of the body are well composed. There is nothing else, except that they tend to be rather broad in the face, but not all, for we saw many with angular faces. They have big black eyes, an attentive and open look. They are not very strong, but they have a sharp cunning and are agile and swift runners. From what we could tell from observation in the last 2 respects, they resemble the Orientals, particularly those from the farthest Cenarian regions. So the first question should be, who are these Orientals, and where's the Cenarian region that they're comparing these people to? But for some reason, all these memes and everything else leave that out.
So when we look into who these Orientals are, they point us to the area of Asia, Southeastern Asia, specifically southeast of the Himalayas. And When we go and look at the people who are of this area, they don't look nothing like these American Negroes, nothing like these Aboriginal Americans, nothing like these black Indians that are claiming this as a look. See, this is proof that we've been here. This is not what you get from that. So when you take everything that they say in context and we do a correct analysis of the context of what we're reading, we do not come to this is the American Negro. We come to this is what these people look like, or they describe them as looking like. And that's it. I'm out. It's not a coincidence that the conscious community is not so conscious.
Interesting.
You gonna stop us? You gonna stop us from making shit up?
This shit is ridiculous. Listen. You're telling all your listeners there was never a colonies in America.
You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me so you can point your fingers and say, that's the bad guy. I can't believe it's been all these years. My friends tell me I should have moved on a long time ago, but what do they know? What do they know? And I don't mean to be selfish, but my heart breaks every time that I see you smile. 'Cause I know that it's not me who brings it out of you anymore.
Would you say that we are the original Native Americans?
No, that is a misnomer, a falsehood, an outright lie. Okay, that's exactly what that is. We are not the original Native American. There is a history that Native Americans have, and actually, it's disrespectful for African Americans to go out and say that they're Native American to the rich Native American cultures that have been here for thousands of years.
This dry cleaning, but how did he
cares,
get that?
Bro, that's the wild.
No,
done shit. So what now? What you say?
Black people haven't done shit. That's crazy. For you
Ain't
to say
done a
black people
motherfucking
haven't
thing.
done
All these
anything.
historical buildings were built by natives. Black people do not have a fucking history. They haven't done shit. And this is in motherfucking if you can Google it. Google it, sir. They haven't done shit. Those people's names is on those fucking inventions that they call African American. Those people goes back to nations here in America. So again, we can't talk about black people. We need to talk about nations. We need to talk about nations here in America.
Hold on, Empress. Let's play his.
Not a coincidence. Not a coincidence.
Yeah.
We created refrigerated trailers
Yes.
for a goddamn semi truck to pull. So you telling me
Yes.
only the slaves
Thomas
can
Jennings,
create that, bro?
Thomas Jennings, listen, Thomas Jennings.
Okay,
if you go in the back
only
chat,
the
if you
slaves
go-
can do this, bro?
Check this out. No, not. What do you mean?
How are we
Listen.
African is the point that I'm trying to make. We don't do shit nobody else in the world
You
do.
know who
So how the
Thomas
fuck
Jennings
are we
is?
a different people? How do we descend from a people that we don't do nothing alike?
All right, let me answer this question for you. Do you know who Thomas L. Jennings is?
Tell me about him, bro.
All right, he invented the first dry cleaner. His daughter, I forget her name, but she won a lawsuit way before Rosa Parks because she was being forced to sit in the back of the train trolley, or they told her to get off and shit like that. She sued New York City and won. These people, that's who they are. Thomas L. Jennings even says the same thing I'm saying. We descend from Africa, but we not African. We are American. Let me read you what he said. He says, our claim, this is in 1828, in front of New York Society for Mutual Relief. So slavery's still going on. He's a free man. He lives in New York. Our claims on America, you could say she's just what y'all don't like. Our claims on America, and I feel the same way that he's about what he's saying right now, it is the land that gave us birth. It is the land of our nativity. We know no other country. It is the land in which our fathers have suffered and toiled. They have watered it with their tears and fanned it with sighs. Our relationship with Africa is the same as the white man is with Europe, only with the difference the one migrated voluntarily, the other was forced from home and all its pleasures. We have passed through several generations in this country, and consequently we have become naturalized. Our habits, our manners, our passions, our dispositions have become the same. I might as well tell the white man about England, France, or Spain, the country whence his forefathers immigrated, and call him a European, as for him to call us an African. The argument will hold as good in one case as the other. Africa is foreign to us as Europe is foreign to them. He's saying we came from there, we went through slavery, our people died here. This is in 1828, but we're not African.
So
we
this
American.
is the dude that created the first dry cleaning business, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Ever, right?
Ever, yes.
Okay, what gave him the idea to create this dry cleaning? Like, how did he get that?
Bro? That's the why. See,
No. Wait. No, not.
Shut up. You don't know nothing about anything.
What he should have learned instead of asking that silly question was that not all black people was enslaved. There was a strong black community that they had money because they created things and made money off their businesses and inventions. And they also played an active part in activism and getting civil rights for us. He should have learned that if it wasn't for these people, he wouldn't be able to be on the internet claiming that he's something that he isn't.
Break that lane, I'm trying to make a name, but my sick thoughts got me by my brain. I'm searching for my. How ironic how we hustle for the same, but get bracelets for trying to get a chain, man, they wanna take up.
This anti-African hate that is coming from these conscious communities, this anti-blackness that's coming from the Aboriginal community, is horrible because it's not based on any scholarship. I don't think they know any Aboriginals in history who say the same thing that they're saying. And I want to hear it because when we look at the Black Americans of history, we see them bringing up this African descent, time and time again.
Go get her picture so you can look at her. I'll just have her picture up here. I'm like, you trust her over a person over
what
there.
do we do? No, I don't trust. I'm not trusting anybody. I'm going off the historical data that we have. So I don't go off of books. We can go to people. Newport Gardner. You know who Newport Gardner is?
Newport
Gardner. Gardner, yes. From Newport, Rhode Island. Well,
shut up! You don't know nothing about anything.
Well, this is a man who was stolen from Africa, brought to Rhode Island, gained his freedom, and with him and along with other people went back to Africa.
What year?
So we got this was he came over in the 1700s, and then I think he left like 1820 something.
Ain't that
he was a slave for like
20 my battery.
What do you get? That is some shit. He got stolen from Africa and brought over.
Hey,
we got people like John T. Like these are first-hand accounts. Like I like to go with the primary sources.
So the problem I see in this Aboriginal community, they do not deal with primary sources. They don't deal with real people, and they just read books from white people. So these are a couple of clips. I won't really speak on them, but they're news clippings from the 1800s that talk about this man Newport Gardner being born in Africa, being brought to America, sold as a slave, and then making it back to Africa. This last one is from 1826, the year he died. So it's really funny that these people don't find no Aboriginal black people in history that actually say the things that they're saying. And this is a letter between him and his niece that he wrote at the time he was living. So these are primary sources that'll show you that this man was really alive, and he did a lot of good things. You know, he set up a music school. He worked hard with abolition against slavery. And to just discredit these people is just discrediting your ancestors.
Peace to all the viewers. This is not a coincidence. And today we're going to tackle some contradictory statement made by the Aboriginal community, namely Supreme Chief Holiday. In this video, he actually says African American did not exist in the 1800s. Then when I show him proof, he goes and says he's never said that. So let's watch the video.
Hold on, y'all. Enslaved, right? It says enslaved and free, right? It says it right there from the top. And it says African Americans, but we know that African Americans didn't exist at this time.
Right, so what? But
oh,
we
no. Listen, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here for you right now, brother. Come on now. But we know that African Americans didn't exist at this time period.
You said they wasn't
Wait,
calling
yes, sir. Wait, whoa.
So was they calling people that or not? Yes or no?
No. You came up with this half-cocked ass piece of paper right here, bro.
Yes or no?
It's in my blood, nigga.
Why was they calling
what did you
people
say?
that? Yes or no? You said it wasn't happening.
No, I never denied that. That's for a rookie that told you that.
No,
that's not for me. I never said that to you.
We can rewind.
Hey, bro, you didn't think I've never seen that article before? Sir, you didn't think I never seen that article before? Hey, listen, you are, have you graduated from MBK yet?
You never seen shit like this before. Why you changing? You said they wasn't calling nobody that. Why
I never said that. Hey, listen, yes, Supreme Chief Holiday never said that.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.
I can show you plenty of stuff that people wrote down and called people anything. That don't mean that they called themselves that. That don't mean that she called herself that. Does that mean that she called herself that? Yes or no? Sir, does that mean that she calls herself that? Yes or no? Does that mean that she calls herself that? Yes or no? I never said that. Okay, listen. Once again, I never said that.
Okay, so let me ask you one question. Was they calling people African American in the 1800s? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you say you never said that before. You're a liar.
I never said that. but we know that African Americans didn't exist at this time period.
Shut up! You don't know nothing about anything.
Break the lane, I'm trying to make a name, but my sick thoughts got me by my brain. I'm searching for my how ironic how we hustle for the same, but get bracelets for trying to get a chain, and they wanna take up.
Baby, should have raised your hand.
I raised my hand.
Okay. Tayshawn, DJ ZB, was you done? Hold up. Finish up, brother. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. Get in there, Tashawn.
Not a coincidence. According to you, right? I want you to tell me in the 1828 Webster's definition. What is the definition of color? What does it say? Watch this, y'all.
There's actually 3 definitions. The third one, it says somebody of they talk about colors. They don't talk about people in the first 2. The third one actually talks about people of African descent.
Okay, in that same dictionary.
You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, okay, I got you. In that same dictionary, what's the definition of American? Go.
The copper color races, okay. But that has nothing to do with the definition of color.
You see what I'm saying? That's disingenuous. Who have they called?
Yeah, there is a lot of disingenuous stuff going on here. Your school system and you. They should have never let you out of school with that type of thinking on the way English is formed. But let's get into it. The way they're using that word copper colored in the phrase, in the definition of American is not the way he's trying to use it. They're not saying color like people of African descent as we see here. They're saying copper colored as in their description. They're saying they're copper colored as in right here. They're pale red with yellow to it. Like this woman. You don't think that you're this woman. But back to how this word is broken down into the sentence. Right? So we have the copper colored races found here. Well, copper colored in the sentence is an adjective. It's describing the American races. It's not saying they're copper colored. I don't know how many times I got to say this. I don't even know if they're going to understand this. That's the sad part.
So since you want to be so honest, so Tayshawn, since you're being so honest, what is the definition of
Whoa, hold on. I ain't done with you.
No, answer that question.
Hold up.
Negro in that same dictionary. Since you want to be so honest, what's Negro in that same dictionary?
That's fair.
What's Negro in the 1500s?
No. Listen, Linda.
No doubt you can share your screen. I got you, Sister Bethy. You are patient. I got you, bro.
Negro is a language, Spanish language for dark people, y'all. What are you talking about?
What that mean, bro? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know. John brought it up. He brought the dictionary up. So in that same dictionary, what is Negro?
I'm talking about don't bring no dictionaries
I'm talking about
up. Let's don't bring no dictionaries up.
I'm talking about
listen.
Okay, hold up.
This is remedial.
Hold up, Joe. Hold up. Go ahead. Hold up. Go ahead, Chief.
Hold on. Time out.
Break the lane, I'm trying to make a name, but my sick thoughts got me by my brain. I'm searching for my how ironic how
Damn, this is sad, man. It's real sad. What we got. So this is what I'm talking about with what I mean by they have no history. You can't find anybody anywhere, at any point in time talking about
these Native Americans or these Aboriginals. So this is from the Rapid City Journal, November 1st, 1998. We got Don Little Cloud Davenport. He's a co-founder of the Native American, co-founder of the Black Native American Association, founded in 1994. So in this article, he's talking about how they started forming a group and who they are. One thing you'll notice, he says, the black native groups has grown tremendously since then. It has a mailing list of more than 500 across America, and in other countries, people descend from many American Indian tribes, all sharing African American ancestry. What else does he say? He said, we try to focus on the wholeness of ourselves, the African American part and the Native part. So what they're going to say about this man? He's not Indian enough. He's not black enough. Where's the history? So we see this is from the Austin American Statesman, Austin, Texas. We're talking about the Black Seminoles. This man's name is William Dub Warrior. Black man. They say Warrior and Wilson are the keepers of an extraordinary history, once nearly lost to the ravages of time. They are African Seminoles. Oh, that's good. Yeah, this is from 1993. The other one was from 98. See, it's the grandma they all be talking about. Damn, I'm supposed to have it this way. It's the grandma they all be talking about. Charlie Emily Wilson. What she said. What's that part? She says they recognize the red and the black Indian. So they got the black slave story. How they moved them from one place to another. So I am black. I'm also Seminole. Like they understand it, so they understand that they're a mixture. It's a Los Angeles Times, 1975. Charles Davis, 92. You gonna tell him he don't know his history? Hmm? See, look, 3 men are black Indians of mixed Indian and Negro blood. Like, y'all the only ones that say that. So obviously they're saying it's 2 different people. Creek Indians were very fair with their slaves. They treated them kindly Many Creeks intermarried with Negroes. That's two different people. It's a distinction. He don't look like them Indians on the wall. So you know that they mixed. I will do this shit all day. Well, I could do this all day, but I'm gonna save some stuff for another time. The memorial to Chickasaw Freedom. In 1882, this piece is one of the most eloquent documents written by freedmen leaders, King Blue and Isaac Allen. They mention persons of African descent. Really, like, what more can I say, man? It's late. I just wanted to show some shit real quick, so I'm about to get up out of here. But don't worry, there'll be more to show another time.